As you may know, they built 51 Tuckers, and this is the story of Tucker number 10. It was hidden away for over 40 years in Auburn, Washington. The owner would not let anyone look at it. He would chase people away, and is now out and on its way to a new owner. Brian lived in the neighborhood when he was a little boy, and he saw the Tucker and got chased away like everybody else. Gary and Brian are friends, and they live in Colorado, but they came out to Washington to put this sale together of the car and get it ready to ship. So did you tell this guy you were going to have it running and for him by the time you're going to get all back together and running?
We told him all it needed was a battery.
We're going to have it polished.
We're going to have it polished?
Yeah. I think he wants the air recharge too. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. This ain't going to work. Go ahead and undo that. Yeah, let's take it.
Yeah, because this...
Let's flip this thing up.
See, I'm wondering, Brian, I'm wondering if this one here doesn't go.
Well, these two were hooked together, which is, that's a sister that. Do you think we use the smaller ones?
Maybe.
And two of those, there's two of those.
Tell you what, let's, are these hard to get off?
You can.
Two master mechanics at work. This is what we've been waiting for, the rollout of the Tucker, getting ready to be loaded on the rollback. I've been doing this a long time, and I've looked at a lot of cars, and I got to tell you, if I was doing a frame-off restoration, this would be the one you want to find. It's in great shape. You'll notice the damage on the front end where it rolled through a garage when it was down in California. But here's the headliner. You can see that the headliner's gone. You know, the thing is solid. It was all there except for a turn signal lens, the left front one, and then maybe they found it by now. You can see just from sitting how, you know, what happens after a number of years. Just sitting there and nothing happening with it, not kept up or anything. But it's a great car. Do you like the way that door closes? After all those years, it closes really, really nice, doesn't it? Now, this car only has 9,800 miles on it. It has not been licensed since 1956 when it was in California, and it's been here in the state of Washington for many, many years. So it just sat there, was hidden out of sight. The title shows the DRV 260 license number, and you may have noticed that in the photos. And this article was written in the Vallejo newspaper back in 1956. At the bottom of the VIN tag, it's a little hard to read probably, it's serial number 1010.
Lorraine, were you ever allowed to show friends the car at all?
Oh, absolutely not. Oh, no. It was totally hidden. Weren't allowed to talk about it. If I ever got caught talking about it, I was in trouble. It was one of those... No, nobody was supposed to know.
So you didn't talk about it?
No, we didn't. And if we got caught telling somebody about an old antique car, we got in trouble.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got talked to and yelled at and whatever. It was a big secret in the family for a lot of years.
Interesting. Well, thanks. Thanks, Lorraine.
But the best thing, my best Tucker story is my second son, Tucker Adam Wiest. He'll be 28 in a couple days. I didn't know what to name him. I totally expected a girl. And so I sat around with my husband and we decided on Tucker. And Mom flipped out. She didn't like that one bit because she thought I named my son after a car. But really, I mean, you know, I just liked the name. And the Tucker was this big mystery thing back in our life.
Okay, ready? Okay, so
yeah. Okay.
This was a big affair, I want to tell you. There were family coming and going all day long, and when you get down to it, there were 4 generations on hand to watch the Tucker go away. I mean, they gathered, they took photos, they were checking the car out from one side to the other, and they were all watching and as it was getting loaded and the whole works. There you can see the whole 4 generations right there. And it was something else to see. It was a lot of fun to partake in. Here's one of the grandsons in the car, and they, like I say, they had a great time. This is the Mrs. Wright and her 2 daughters, and it was just something to see. I was glad I was able to attend it and watch it.
Don't touch that car.
It's been fun, you know. It's been really interesting, you know.
It sure has.
So,
How neat. I think we're gonna have to take a shower and get cleaned out.
Do you remember when you picked the car up when you bought it?
oh yes.
Oh, do you?
Well, I remember driving over and I remember driving back.
Okay.
But at the actual place, I have a blank.
Okay.
And I had this envelope all these years. It had the key in it, and I had that put away. It said Bill Heil, San Bruno. So that's why I got it in my mind that we went from Vallejo clear over to either San Bruno or San Mateo. Then later I realized that when we were living in South San Francisco, Don bought different used cars from a fellow in San Mateo. And then when I read the article in the newspaper, and that was fresh, so I realized that in order to go from Vallejo to, it would have been difficult to go clear all the way over to San Mateo from Vallejo. So when I saw that it was Oakland, then that made me remember. But you know, I've been to so many places,
Yeah.
so many times at dawn to look at so many cars.
Yeah. That they all kind of run together after a while, don't they?
Yes, they do. So.
Here comes Charlie, Classic Car Couriers here in Seattle. Charlie's been around a lot of years. I've known Charlie for a long time. He's a great guy. And if you got a classic car, he hauls for all the classic people, and he knows all the people in the industry. He's just a great guy. Charlie has a Tucker story from when he was young.
Back in about, I'm saying 1970 or 71, we owned a wrecking yard in South Seattle. And we got a Tucker in from someplace up on Capitol Hill that I guess the transmission was out of it or something. It was sitting in our wrecking yard for like 6 months because nobody wanted it. And we were about to junk it when some gentleman came in, and my father sold to him for either $200 or $250, and I towed it up to his house. I haven't seen it since, but it's a dark green one, so if anybody knows of that one, that would be, it might be the one.
I really like it.
Why the car? About in the middle there, Charlie? Yeah. Okay. Right about like that. What do you think it's weighing? 42, 75. It's not too far out of range for a thing. Yeah, like a Buick thing. Yeah, like a Buick.
Hey, Lorenda, can you get the key to the car?
Charlie's getting the keys for the car before he's heading out. She followed it down the driveway and all the way out to the street and watched the Tucker as it disappeared out of sight, and she couldn't see it any longer. There were tears in her eyes. Since leaving Auburn, it has been resold again, and it's now entered in the Scottsdale auction in January of 2011. reported to sell for over, they think, over $1 million. I don't know. Anyway, it's been fun to be part of this. I'm Jerry Dreger, Dreger's International Classic Sales in Seattle, Washington, and I look forward to seeing what happens with this Tucker over the next few years and if it changes hands again or not. Thanks again. Bye.